Alright guys, so we're working on a 97 Blazer, and we keep having a problem where the battery goes dead, and so something is draining it. The battery's fine, it's brand new, it's been checked out, and we're actually draining right now. Everything, we have leads hooked up to the battery, and they're running over here, which is going to the amp.
Do you want to show how they're hooked up?
Oh yeah, you gotta...
I have long wire so I can actually watch. There's a reason. You hook positive. I just did positive because it was easier. You should do ground. You should do negative.
You got it hooked up so that it's going to our voltmeter, so we can actually see. Right now it's at 0.182, and what's it supposed to be at?
I want to see like 0.05. Now I have it wired in. Actually, it looks confusing here because I got wires everywhere because I want to see it inside when I start pulling fuses. I have it wired between, the meter is actually wired for amps, between the battery terminal and the battery. You have to have the battery disconnected. The reason I have it all jumbled up like this is because I want the meter over here, because here's a fuse panel on this side of this door, and I'm going to have to make sure the interior lights stay off. I gotta pull fuses until I see this drop, one at a time. As soon as I find out which fuse drops it, see what circuit it is, and then I know where to look for my problem.
So basically, we have it wired into the circuit of the vehicle. It's wired into the vehicle electrical circuit, the main circuitry. So what we're doing is pulling fuses so we can find out which circuit has the issue. So this is basically just a baby step to find out what circuit we are, so we're not going through 30 circuits of what the vehicle has. So right now we're just making baby steps and trying to narrow it down further. So we're watching the voltmeter. Once we pull the fuse out, it will disconnect that circuit from the circuit we're tied into, the main circuit of the vehicle. So when that drops, we know it's in that circuit.
Alright, yeah, we got high amps there, so I'm going to pull the fuse. I realize what it is. We want to show you how. Boom.
Oh, there we go, guys.
Right back down to 0.009. So,
all right, so let's see.
That circuit's draining.
So, we gotta look at this. And which one did you just pull?
Fuse number 2.
Fuse number 2.
Which is
right there. So courtesy. Okay, guys. So we have something going on with the courtesy circuit, which should be like the interior lights, like your dome light and your map light and stuff like that.
I have the door open, so what I'm going to do is make a set of leads that are going to take place of this fuse. Put my meter on the inside of the vehicle. I'm going to close the door to verify that because the door is open, that ain't causing our problem.
Yeah, we have the door open, but you can see we wedged in a piece of wood there, so the lights on the inside went off.
But I'm not sure if it works through the latch too, because there is security system and everything else hooked up in this damn vehicle.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit further, but that's what you're looking for, guys. When you yank a fuse, it'll go down from, it was like 27 and it went down to 0.08 or 0.008. All right, guys, so just for a recap, we found what circuit it is now. So the vehicle is going to go back together as it originally was. The battery is going to get hooked up, and we're actually going to wire leads right into that fuse. So we're taking the fuse out, and if you want to say the fuse is now going to be the multimeter, and then we're going to start unplugging stuff that is on that circuit to try to find out what's going on, if there's a burnt wire or something somewhere or whatever it is. So right now it's going back to where it was. We know what circuit to work on, and that's what we're going to go to next. Alright guys, so we're actually making probes out of a old fuse that we have laying around. It seems like the easiest way to do it. There you go, guys. Now that'll fit tight in there, so I mean that's what belongs in there. We just made our own deal.
What I hate with alligator clips is you don't get a good connection. Yes, they do work, but if I can get a crimp connection, it will work much better, more accurate.
Alright guys, so we just took a fuse, broke it apart, and got the blade out of it. and then we're going to put it in a terminal like this so that we can keep them separate so they don't touch each other, because you don't want to do that. And also now we can hook the reader right up to this. We'll put a piece of wire in there, crimp it, and then we'll be good to go. So that's an easy way to make a little diagnostic tool for you. Alright guys, so now we're just connecting the wire to it. And you know, we need a wire for each side, obviously. So we got all that. Now what this allows us to do is shut the door and make sure that there's not it's not keeping a light on inside or something of those sorts that we're not able to see, like if a bulb's blown or something. And then we're just inserting it like you would a fuse, because that's really what it is, a broken down fuse. So now that is in the circuit we need to be in, so now we can shut the door. So here we have the two that are coming from the inside of the vehicle.
Just hook one up to each side.
Alright guys, now we have it connected, and now we have to connect it to the meter, which are the ends that he's got down there.
One on each side, you don't want them touching each other or hick around.
Yeah, make sure they don't touch each other.
It really doesn't matter which side you hook them up. And you can see now up to 228.
Alright guys, and that's where we were before we took the fuse out, so everything worked the way it should. Alright, the interior lights went off, so we dropped a little, but we're still way too high, right? You want to be at 0.005 or something?
0.05.
So yeah, right now we're way above. The interior lights are off, as you can see, nothing going on in there. So now we got to figure out where it's going on the interior. We're going to look at some wiring diagrams to see what's all on that circuit. If you have an old Chilton's book, or if you got the good old intrawebs, you can just take a look on there. And then we can start, you know, pulling bulbs, or, you know, whatever is required. And then once we get this where we want it, we know what part of the circuit has an issue. Alright guys, so we have our good old Chilton's or Haynes manual out here. And you can see you know, this is fuse 2, so this is our system, and we're going through this, and I realized that I know I've been in auto parts and doing salvage for a long time, and something triggered me that S10s have an issue with the interior mirrors. So that's the first thing we hopped on, and sure enough, that's what the issue is. The driver's side interior mirror isn't going off like it should. So that's the issue right there. Alright guys, so there you see it's 0. And then I just tap that a little bit and it goes up to 171. Now I'm going to shut this. It stays at 171. Now I mess around with it a little bit and there it goes back to 0. So that's our issue right there. The sun visor light is staying on. So I think we're just going to unplug it, and just unplug it, and that'll solve our problem. Alright guys, so what we did was we just pulled down the sun visor and disconnected it.
Just gotta wait for the interior lights to kick off, because we just hooked up the battery.
Yep, so the interior lights are still on.
This meter hooked up now, maybe a little bit more cleaner. See, I got it held to the negative of the should be on the negative, but I have it hooked up to the positive on the battery, and then the positive on the cable. My interior light is out, and if you read, I'm at
0.009. Perfect.
Perfect.
Alright guys, so basically we found it, and then all we did was just disconnect it because the owner doesn't need it, and that was the cheapest and easiest way to fix it. So everything's fixed up. We will have no more draining battery, and we will be all good. So I hope that helped you out, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.